Sad news for soap fans. Tristan Rogers, who played WSB agent Robert Scorpio. He also played Colin on Young and Restless. He passed away at 79. He died from lung cancer. I knew he's been, the past few years that he was on the show, he looked quite skinny. And they said, everything's fine, nothing to worry about, but you would see him in scenes and he would be standing, but he would just look skinny and his clothes was hanging off of him and he was sitting down more often. And if you're a fan of Scorpio, back in the day, he popped up in 1980. He showed up during the whole Ice Princess era of Luke and Laura. And he was the super spy, Robert Scorpio. And he was like, he was Australian, like strapping, good looking dude. So when you see this guy, he's always been this fit, good looking guy, not super fit, but fit. And then you see him in recent years, it's like something's not right. So they written him off. So what happened was they written him off. He left the show in 2024. They had him go off with his second ex-wife, Holly Scorpio, played by the beautiful Emma Sam. So they had them go off. But they brought in 2024. But then they brought him back for a one-off appearance recently. They gave him a daughter. So he found out recently that Holly had a baby by him. I love soaps that he didn't know about, which was Sasha, who was on there for years, played by the beautiful Sophia Matson, wonderful actress. So she was leaving the show and they tied that back in with Robert. They had her go off and stay with Robert and they brought Tristian back in, but he even looked even more frail and he was sitting. He didn't even stand at all. He was sitting. I was like, man, he looks even skinnier than he was before. And again, nothing, it was touching to see them. And then that was it for Robert. And then a few weeks later, we find out that he has lung cancer. And he said that he never smoked. And I believe him. Like if he's 79, he lived in a whole era, most of his life, where smoking was everywhere. Yeah, I know if you're a Gen Zer, it's almost like smoking in the building. It's like, yeah, man. I remember when I started high school, they had a whole smoking pit outside, man. A whole bunch of kids were just smoking away. It's like, oh my God. And then when I had my college job in the 90s, there was a smoking room where if you wanted to smoke, you just go in this room. And I hated going into that room. Like our boss would be in there all the time because he was a chronic smoker. And sometimes we had to get him and we had to draw straws. It's like, who's going in there? So because the smoking room was horrible. You need a gas mask. Even when you walk in there, let's say someone's in there and they're just sitting and they're not even smoking. The lingering smell of smoke was just hovering. Like you come out of, you might smell great. You might smell like Drake and come out, smell like Smokey the Bear. It's like, oh my God, I was in there for 2 seconds. I smell like I'm on fire. But that's how bad secondhand smoke was, because people smoked in clubs, people smoked at events, people smoked in offices. It's only been like maybe the past 30 some odd years where people had to go outside to smoke. So I believe Tristian when he said like he didn't smoke at all and he got lung cancer anyway. So I believe him because a lot of people, they get lung cancer from secondhand smoke. Now, even though it was none of our business, I kind of wish that he would have said that he was dealing with lung cancer, like maybe the last few months or so, because I think it could help somebody. Because I don't know what his symptoms were. Maybe he had a cough or something. It was just lingering. He didn't think anything of it. And they later told him it was lung cancer. So, I wish that he might have said, hey, this is what I've been dealing with. People should get checked out. These were some of my symptoms. But like I said, it was none of our business. And I hope he wasn't in too much pain when he passed away. We're a helpful channel here. So if you know somebody or yourself that dealt with lung cancer, what was the early symptoms? And can you catch it early? Can you catch lung cancer early? Because we don't know. If you're a doctor, you've been through it, let us know. I was mentioning that he left with Holly, played by Emma Sams. But his main chick on the show was Anna Devane. Another super spy turned cop, played by the beautiful Finola Hughes. And they had their daughter, Robert Scorpio Drake. Oh man, I love the Scorpios. It's crazy, man. Tristan Rogers, I think he just probably went in there for just to be in there for just the Ice Princess thing. And it turned into a whole 40-year career, man. God bless soaps. God bless Robert Scorpio. God bless Tristan Rogers. Rest in peace, you suave Aussie.